welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry. This is the Glitz Glamour Glam Junk Journal Haven. I just wanted to hop on here and revisit. These are some Christmas journals that I started last year. I actually have 4 of them. So these ones, they're all altered book journals, but there's 2 that I'm making that are going to be hidden spines. So this one I've already gotten quite far on. I started it last year, but then I put it on pause so I could make some other journals. This one is one that I still have quite a ways to go. I need to put all the signatures in. And I need to put something on the spine. There's lots to do. And then these are 2 that I've started of altered books where I'm leaving the pages in and just altering the books that way. So I thought I'd jump on here and work on this journal with you guys. I'm hoping to get at least this one in my Etsy shop in the next week or 2. I don't know that I'll get all of these in my Etsy shop as Christmas is coming quickly. I know it's not quite the end of November yet, but so this is a tie here that goes around like this and then ties for the book. So just so you know what that's all about. Anyways, before we know it, it's going to be here, and I know that if somebody wants this for Christmas, I'm going to have it out really quick. So I'm hoping that I'll have it in my Etsy shop in a week or 2. But alright, let's just find something to work on in this journal. So just so you can kind of see what I've done, I've sewn in some signatures, and then I glued in a hidden spine into the book. So it's like this. Has 3 signatures in it. These signatures are mostly cardstock paper that I used for them. Some of them are thinner paper like this, because I try to do both cardstock and thin paper for people who want to write more in their journals. Did a little flip out here. I have a little card here. Then this stuff is stuff that I just pulled out so that I can maybe use some of it in my journal, in this journal. I have a card here, journaling card. But as you can see, I've used lots of fun papers in this one. They're not really printables. Some of these journaling cards that I've used in here, all of them actually are printables that I've used. I've repurposed some Christmas cards. So this is a repurposed Christmas card in here. And then these are journaling cards that I purchased on Etsy. I will try to link them in my description down below, but I bought them last year, so hopefully I can find them. This is some lace that I put over, and I just put this here. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. So this is, the theme of this one is obviously Jesus being born. So the Messiah. And that's why I celebrate Christmas. I know some people don't celebrate for that reason, but I wanted to make one themed after the birth of Christ. So it says Silent Night, Holy Night. So anyways, this theme of this journal is the birth of Christ. And I'm calling it Silent Night. That's why I put that on the cover. This is Mary and Joseph. I've decoupaged, I have collaged the front of this and then added a border with some ribbon that I have. I've put stuff on the spine already. I painted the book. Oh yeah, I forgot I need to glue these on. So I have that to do still. Glue on these corners. Have not done that yet. I just put them on there, but I didn't glue them down. So those all need to be glued down still. You know what? Why don't we do that? Let's do that first. Just get it done while I'm thinking about it. So I like my, if I can find the glue that I want. Let me see. Here it is. I like this Distress Collage medium from Tim Holtz. It holds really well once it's dry. Sometimes you have to hold things down until it gets dry, but once they are dry, it's pretty permanent. So this is a good one to use for stuff like this. I'll just put, oh, here it is. These come in handy for just pressing this down on the corners real tight. So I'll go ahead and do that. If I can get this glue to come out. There we go. Now it's coming out. You don't need very much. A little goes a long way with this glue. You just have to maybe clamp it in place or something if it keeps coming off before it's dry, so that it has time to dry and adhere. But once it's dry, it dries permanent. So, and it does good with collage, any kind of collage elements. It holds them down really well. So that's why I'm using it for the book corners. I'll put it on here. Press that down real well. Okay. Then we will do these two. You can tell I haven't glued them because they come off so easily. So go ahead and glue this one. And press it down after you get it on all the way. Okay. And last but not least, this one. Or maybe I glued at least one of them down because this one's not coming off. Okay, I think I glued at least one down already. That one's very permanent on there. It doesn't want to come off, so I won't worry about that one. So we got that done. One step closer to having the journal done, right? Okay. Now, I took out a bunch of my Christmas things so that maybe I could come up with something to collage in here. First, I want to kind of take a look through here and see what still needs to be done. I think I do want to make some hidden paper clips for this journal, but until then, I'm going to go ahead and stick this little angel in here. I think I put her here because I like her with the pink. I just think she looks cute there. Alright. I'm going to leave quite a few pages blank, I think, so that whoever gets this journal can go ahead and add their own touch to it. But I will go ahead and do some stamping in the corners and stuff, and maybe some stenciling. I pulled out some of my Christmas stencils so that I can maybe put some stenciling on some of these pages. I like the stars, and I also like the poinsettias. Poinsettias are pretty. This one's a pretty one. It reminds me of like the stained glass in like cathedrals and stuff. I just thought it was pretty. Okay. It's not necessarily a Christmas one, but I thought it could be Christmas. And then I have this one. So, I'm not sure about that yet. Let me see what else I have here. I do have this Christmas tree that says, "Joy to the world, the Lord has come." I think I might want to go ahead and stamp that down. This is a stamp and stamp and die cut set. So if you want, you can die cut whatever you stamp out. But for now, I'm just going to use the stamp and maybe stamp it on here. Let me see. Pull that off of there. Oh man, one of the little stamps came off. Okay, got it. So maybe we'll print that right there. I have a little stamp block right here ready to go. And it's about perfect. Okay. Now I just need some ink. Let's see, what ink do I want to use? No, I'm not very prepared here. Kind of was just, I just got the idea to work on these. So I just pulled a bunch of stuff out at the last minute and thought, why not? Let's get some of this done and we'll just film it. Okay, so I think I want something that will go with the pink and the green. I do have Evergreen Bough, and it's archival ink, so it won't bleed. And I have Fire Brick. Maybe, just for fun, maybe I'll use both of them. But before I put it on here, I want to do a test run. See if I like it. So I need a piece of paper. Maybe I'll use an envelope. Got a lot of envelopes over here. Let's just use an envelope. So I'll put the envelope down. I'm going to ink this up. Part red and part green. And see what I think about doing that. So there's the red. So that's Fired Brick Archival Inks for Distress from Ranger. Just so you know. And this one is Evergreen Bough. And I'll go ahead and put this. These are both permanent inks. Again, I think I said that already, but just in case you missed it. So these will not come off with other mediums, or if it gets wet, it'll be permanent. Okay, I think I'm gonna like that, the two-tone. But let's just see what it looks like. Alright, I'll go ahead and go like this. And it's going to be a one stamp wonder since I'm not using a stamping block. A stamping tool. I'm just using a stamping block, so I don't want to not get a clear image. That's why I'm holding it down as much as possible. See, still didn't turn out that great. But, let's see if I can get the rest off right there. Oh, I did. Wow, that doesn't happen very often. Okay, so I got it. So let's try it here. I think that looks cute. Now that we did a test run, we'll do it on their book. So again, I'm going to put archival ink on the top of this stamp. Fired brick. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to put the evergreen on there, down here. Okay, I think that's probably good. Now I'm going to try to get it straight on this corner here. And we're going to go for it. I'm going to press down, kind of rub it, try to get all that ink off in one print. And hope for the best. Oh, good. It worked out good. I like it. All right. I like the results of that. I think that's cute. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. So in case you guys need a closer look how that turned out, I think that's cute. And now I think it might be cute to use a little stenciling. Or, let me see this. I have these stamps. This one I'm thinking might look cute. I haven't used these at all yet. Maybe that'll look cute right here, or right here in this corner. A little holly. This is Sleigh Bells Ring by Pink Ink Designs. I think I got it on Stampers Anonymous or something like that, or scrapbook.com. I think she's really cute. She's like a fairy girl in a sleigh. I want to use her in one of my other themed Christmas books. Okay, so I'm going to take this stamp off of here, and I'm going to replace it with this one, this holly. Let me see, how do I want this to go on here so that, maybe I'll like that. And then I'm going to use the same colors again. So I'm going to use the green. I'm going to try to print all the leaves green without getting too much on the holly. And these are very small ink pads, so it's kind of easier to get it where you want it without getting it all over the place, just because it's small. Okay, there's some evergreen, and then some fired brick we'll do the little berries with. I'm going to just tap them with the corner of this ink pad. Try to get those berries without getting the leaves too much. But I want a good coverage on those berries still. And these, since these are permanent inks, we could always go in and color it too later if you wanted to. Fill in the spaces. So I think that'll look cute right there. I'm just going to press that down really good. Again, try to get all that ink off in one stamp. All right, that turned out pretty good, I think. It does look like there's quite a bit of ink on here still, so maybe... Where did I put that envelope? Where'd that envelope go? I don't know where oh, here it is. It's underneath my stamp, so maybe I'll try to get the, like a ghost print on my envelope. And another one. That ink is staying on there pretty good. Alright. Okay. Good enough. Put that there. I'm wondering if I should do any more stamps on here. I think that might be good for those 2 pages. As far as those stamps go. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Then, let's see, what else do we want to do? I pulled these out because I thought they were cute. There's a Count Your Blessings one. I'm just putting them here so we can see them really good. Little music one. I think these were Bo Bunny die cuts that I got a couple years ago, or a year ago, at least a year ago. And these stamps were in there too, or these tickets were in there too. It says Deck the Halls, Silver and Gold, Star of Wonder, and Sleigh Ride on them. So I thought those would be cute to put in the journal. So maybe. Okay, so I decided to speed up the video from this point because I am trying to go through my supplies and see what's going to work with the next step of decorating, and it took me a minute to figure out what I wanted to do. I'm just looking through supplies and I'm going through the papers to see if there's another page that I want to decorate. Here I'm just showing you some of my options that I have for decorating. These are some tags that I've done digitally, and these are from a digital printout that I had that I just saved a collage with. So I'm just going through them to see if there's anything in there that I want to use. I don't think I choose anything from these 2 packs, so even though these are all cute tags, it's really not something that you need to sit and listen to me go on about. At least I don't think so. So then I decided to do this page here. I'm going to use my Distress Oxide. I believe I'm using the Worn Lipstick, and I'm using a stencil from Tim Holtz. It's a snowflake stencil. just to add some snowflakes to that background to give it a little more interest. The number of this stencil is THS151 for those of you who are interested in getting it for yourself. And I do use another stencil in a minute here. I'll give you the number for that one if I can find it here. Here it is. So the other stencil I use in a minute is also Tim Holtz, Stampers Anonymous, THS049, and it is the poinsettia one. Here I'm just deciding what to do. I think I want to use this journaling card, and I was thinking about using it as a pocket on the pink page on the right, but as you'll see in a minute, I chose to do a different route, but I do make a pocket on that side with this decoupaged piece that I already have. I have a lot of pieces that I've pre-decoupaged ahead of time just so I have them when I'm crafting. It is a Tim Holtz one. I will try to leave it in the description below, the folder, the decoupage folder that I used. I'm just adding some of that worn lipstick to the background of that one. It might be picked raspberry. I'm not sure which color I used, but either one would work. Now I'm going through this pad of paper to find something for the background of that to just add and make this pocket have a little more dimension to it. I decided to cut this down, and I'm not going to throw those pieces away. I will use them in my future crafting. I'm just deciding how big to make the pocket. I end up making a double pocket here. And I'm glad that I chose to do this because I just think in the end it looks really cute and added a lot of texture and depth and character to this page. So I'm just adding a little more of that pink to bring out some more details to that decoupage page. And I'm just adding the distress ink around the edges of that pink to help it to pop some more with color. I'm using my 1-inch hole punch to just put a little bit of a notch in there for the pocket, the top pocket. And then I'm going to use my art glitter glue to just go around the edges of this and adhere that down to the pink cardstock. Now, if you want to get really ambitious, you could always take this and go to your sewing machine and go around the edges. I did not do that, mainly for time's sake, but you know, I'm not big on sewing everything. Once in a while I will sew just to give it, you know, more interest or whatever, but I am not a huge sewer as far as just sewing things constantly. I'm kind of worried what it will do to my sewing machine anyways. But I have sewn some things on my sewing machine, some paper, and so far I've not had any issues with it. So now I'm taking that Tim Holtz stencil for the other one I told you about, and I'm going to use the candied apple to add some poinsettias onto the back of this journaling card just to give it a little more interest. I'm keeping it light because I just want it to just add interest, but I want it to be light enough that the person who gets this journal can write on the back of each journaling card and still use them for a journaling space, or they can add a picture to the background, whatever they want to do. But that just adds a little bit of interest to that background, so it's not just stark white. And I tucked it in that pocket there. Now I'm trying to decide what I should do to decorate this other pocket because I don't want to just leave it plain. I'm trying to find something that I like to put in that space. Just going through my stash. And as you will see in just a minute, I ended up pulling out another one of my decoupaged papers to decorate, excuse me, to decorate the top of that pocket with. This is a tag in one of my Christmas journaling kits that I have in my Etsy shop. And I decided it would look cute in the pocket here because it says Silent Night on it, and it kind of matches the color scheme going on. Gives it a little bit of pop of red in there to go with the red poinsettias. So I just hurried and trimmed that down and threw it in there. I will probably go back and add a little tassel or something to that later on. But for now, I'm just putting it in there so I don't forget about it. These are some papers that I have, some little cardstocks that are double-sided. I was just trying to see if I liked how any of them looked. They're all really cute, but in the end I decided not to use those right now. I probably will use some later on in this journal in a different area, but for this page I decided against it. These are the four, I think I picked out 4 papers that I really liked the most. My desk got so messy so quick, so I took a pause for a minute and went through a little more supplies, and I decided to use a piece of that decoupage sheet that I had cut off as just a little bit of to give it dimension. I went around it with the Distress Oxide, and then I added that little saying on top, just to, I think it says, God bless us everyone. I love that saying. It's from A Christmas Carol. God bless us everyone. So I put that there on top just to add to the pocket there. And now you see that I'm tearing down this other piece of paper to put on top of that pocket over there in the side. I'm just making sure that all the edges have a torn edge on them. I don't want a straight edge. And now I'm adding some more of that pink Distress Oxide just to pull out the design more, and also to help it tie in with the rest of what's going on in these 2 pages. Then I'm using my 3-in-1 glue to adhere that to the pocket really well. And applying that down. Now I'm trying to decide what I might put on top of that just to give it a little more interest. So once again, I'm going through my stash and just seeing what I like. I find a picture of the manger, of the baby in the manger with the angels around him, and I decided to use my 1-inch circle punch and just punch out a little circle with baby Jesus and the angels, and go ahead and put that on there after I edge it with some Distress Oxide so that it will pop a little bit better. And then I go ahead and adhere that down with my 3-in-1 glue. Now that little corner edge up there that it bothers me. I wanted to cover that with something just so that it's not showing. Maybe some people it wouldn't bother, but I was kind of bothered by it. So I decided to use my wreath, my wreath, what's it called? My Tim Holtz wreath thinlet die, and use the bow that is in there. And I'm just assembling the bow right now and getting it ready to put into the journal. It has 3 layers, and each layer is a little bit different colored, but I made them all stay pink. I just used some Distress Oxide to change the pink of the cardstock just enough to give it a little dimension and contrast. And then I'm adhering it to that top corner there, and I'm just kind of trying to make sure it doesn't go too far into the center so that when the book closes it doesn't get bent, but that it still covers that little area that I didn't like. And I think it looks really cute right there. So that is it, you guys. Thank you for joining me. And I just want to say I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. Bye-bye.